Holding someone accountable is not just for your own benefit, but it's like kind of paying it forward, right? If you're making someone mindful of what they're doing and how they are doing it, then you are not the only one that's going to benefit from it. Everyone's going to benefit from that. So think about that the next time you hold somebody accountable. Take one for the team, take one for everyone else. Think that, you're making this person a better person.
Home of the love snobs, love snobs, love snobs.
So I was having a conversation with some people about something that they came across on social media. Basically, somebody reposted a text conversation between two people, and it appears that they were seeing each other, and it was between a male and a female. The female was asking the guy, could she have $20, and he asked why, and she said because my kids had a last minute trip, or a trip that she didn't know about. She found out last minute, and she needed $20 because she had to pay like a fee or something, and he basically told her no.
All right.
And he told her no. He said, he said, I didn't basically sign up for that, and I have, and you should be asking the kid's father for the money. So, the internet went into uproar, and basically the people that I was talking to had an opinion, and basically they were saying why would he even ask what she needed it for? And I basically was saying that why wouldn't you ask? If I have vices, and the person that I'm dealing with know that I have vices, they're gonna say, hey, you need $20 to buy cigarettes. Well, I don't smoke, but say if my vice was cigarettes, and you don't condone that. If I ask you for $20 and you are in your right to say, are you using it for cigarettes? Because if you are, I'm not giving you the $20.
But I'm not even going to create, if I'm having a discussion with them, I'm not going to create something that's outside of the text message.
Agreed, but that's why I was going to get to.
I think both people had their right.
That's what I said, yeah.
One person is actually asking,
yes,
which they could,
and
if they're seeing each other.
Agreed.
They should be open to ask and see what's happening. The other person in turn should have the right to say yes or no.
I agree with that.
So I don't understand what's the dilemma. I mean, really the text is vague. Really,
yes,
the message is vague. We don't have any background.
Yes,
so
you don't even know the type of relationship that they have.
Definitely.
So a lot of
I don't understand why people feed into the gossip without having a full story. Nobody would want that done to them. Everybody talks about don't judge, don't judge, don't judge. They prejudge you. Yeah. You don't even know the situation. So based on it being a male-female dynamic,
they assume that they're having sex, and they assume because they are having sex, the man should be giving up to $20. But I was telling
that's what the people you were talking to.
Yeah. So basically, they're saying they're sleeping together, so he should be giving the $20. I was like, but
did it say they were sleeping together?
No, they didn't say that. It didn't say that in the text. But
so
they was creating the narrative. Definitely. And I said, but even if they were sleeping together, I was like, as a female, we don't want to be called prostitutes, right? But yet you feel entitled because you're giving up the stuff, and you expect guys to compensate that with money. It doesn't quite work that way. Definitely. And part 3 is you don't know
it sets the wrong precedent.
Yeah, but you don't know the dynamic of their relationship. You don't know what's going on. All we know is that she asked for $20. He said no. He gave a reason why no. Definitely. And that was that. You know what I mean?
I think the reason was valid. Did you talk to the baby? Because I can look out for you, but you letting them off the hook. This deals with your children.
Well, he didn't say it as articulately as I he didn't say it in that way. He was just you got 2 kids. Basically, he let her know how he really felt about her, which was the only thing that I can say is she shouldn't have found out at that moment how he felt about her situation.
What did he say?
He said that you have 2 kids with 2 different baby father, with 2 different guys, and he's like, and that's not what I was signed up for.
Okay, but in a nutshell, no matter how it's said, I think people focus too much on how it's said. Now, we don't know their prior interaction.
I don't know.
He could have been telling her.
Yes, he could have.
And then he could have been reiterating it in the text.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, to get through all the gossip and to sift through all the gossip, he did make a statement, and it's accurate.
Yeah, it is accurate.
Those 2 men have responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're a good man, you're going to now make sure that woman holds them 2 men responsible before you even step up and take that role. I think that's consistent. That's something that is a long-term plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're really dealing with a long-term understanding, you got to make sure that you hold people accountable, everybody accountable.
Yes.
So she needs to go to them first to see where they're at. Yes. And then if you really are struggling and really need it, then now I'm going this way. But he didn't ask, he just accused. So I mean, it can go so many ways because.
But we don't know the full story.
Text.
There was like 3 different lines,
Definitely.
like 5 lines, and everyone created a story behind it. But the one thing
this was wrong with the media. Like, this is why Accountable Love we're trying to like dispel all that, and people can say we're informative and we're long-winded, but we want to give a full understanding, a full scope of what we're talking about, instead of throwing out gossip, like shock value, just to get people to start talking, and people keep feeding into it, and it bounces back. It's just like on this show, like you was like, yo, like you initially when we first was like, I want to discuss this. I was, initially you was like, you gave the disclaimer, like, I know you don't like talking about stuff on social, because you know me, I'm like, we're trying to help relationships, we're trying to heal relationships, and we're going over a vague text message and trying to have an opinion about it. So it does get one thing that it does is show who you want to hang out with and who you don't want to hang out with when you're having these discussions with these people, because it basically just leads the Gospels 5 lines, and who in their right minds in any discussion
is making a decision based on 5 lines that
will want to be judged based on 5 lines. I don't know anybody roaming around this earth that would want to be judged over 5 lines, a snapshot, just a snapshot. But you got people that kill people in jail, and people like, yo, you don't understand, they human, and making excuses for them, but you're gonna go hard about 5 lines.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you know what too? I think that a lot of women were pumping their fists about independence, right? Because I'm an independent woman, and I'm like, yeah, it's nice that you're self-sufficient, but we're not. Everyone knows. Everyone knows that everything's better in groups, right?
Definitely.
If there's more people tackling a problem, if there's more people paying the bills, if there's more people involved, then it's an easier situation.
Definitely.
So yes, we are self-sufficient and we can get things done, but why should we have to if we have other people around us? That's
Definitely.
one.
And if she could ask for the $20 and she really needed it, like she could have just really needed it for various reasons.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't there, like she was locked out. Like you don't know what went on because it's 5 lines. It doesn't give you a full story. So she could have used it for
why she needed it.
No, why she needed it, but she didn't say why she didn't have the money.
Oh, got it. Okay, yes. Why she was short $20.
Why she was short $20. So we don't know. And his response shows basically what type of person she is. Yeah. So nobody really looked at the context.
Or how he views her.
Definitely. Nobody looked at the context. But this is obviously something, it could have just been an ex. Mm-hmm. And that could have been their dilemma this whole time. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So like, there's just so much we can keep going back and forth about. But
like I want to finish touching on, like, we should be able to ask whoever we're around for anything.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't have to sleep with them. If we have that relationship and we're really building a relationship, then I should be able to ask you for $20 and not be a broke person because I'm asking you for $20.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I think that a lot of men was also saying that too. Like, she's broke. What she asked for $20 for? But again, you don't know her circumstances. You don't know what happened. You don't know who she is. And I should be able to ask you, and whoever else for $20 if we got a relationship like that.
Like we're gonna be clear. We believe in judgment.
Yeah.
That's a definite. But judge based on the information given.
Don't prejudge when you don't know the whole story.
Definitely. Get all the information before you make a judgment. That's what's called the sound judgment. You shouldn't just assume a circumstance. Like, it can be something outrageous as murder that can ultimately be self-defense.
Absolutely.
Or it can be as simple as asking for $20 and a person doesn't know the full story. So I think that's the biggest understanding.
Yeah, like, it's before you have an opinion about something, know the full story. Or say, I can't really have an opinion on this because I don't know the full story.
Or really go with the golden rule. Like, would you want somebody judging you over 5 lines?
Yeah,
would you want somebody to post 5 lines of your text message and take it out of context and call you all kinds of names based on that? Now, I'm sure some people say they wouldn't care, but at the end of the day, like, you don't want, let's say, somebody you respect, because if it's a job or something that's going to affect your livelihood, you don't want anybody judging you over 5 lines.
Yes.
You don't want anybody to establish grounds or form an opinion about you over 5 lines. So that's what the issue is. I think that's the biggest issue, that people are actually taking this and having cooler talk about it. Or what do they call it? Water cooler talk?
Oh, we don't
I mean, whatever it is,
water cooler.
That we're actually sitting down having this discussion instead of having a discussion about like a nice post that was posted. Instead of gossip, why don't we have a discussion of good discussions that can actually lead to something? Like,
what's the outcome? Like, again,
what would you do in this situation?
Well,
if you need $20, would you go this route? Whatever. And what would be the means you would ask? Is it important to ask people, or have people around that you would ask for $20? Like, stuff that's going to be constructive and build
or
the relationship.
This could be a discussion point for when you do meet new people. You know what I mean? Like, If a standard is not set, if you guys are not having the discussion, if you guys are not setting the boundaries, then you can't really hold each other accountable. So people jump into these relationships with people, they don't have the discussion, they sleep with them, they don't have the discussion, but then I'm expecting you to have my back wholeheartedly when we never even talked about it?
Definitely, but we don't even know.
Even a given.
We don't even know if it's an ex. We don't even know if
we
it's
don't know.
somebody
We don't
that they
know.
don't
Yeah,
like.
we
We
don't
don't know
know
anything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we can't even talk about the ground rules because they could have established
I said the ground rules because when I was having my discussion, because of the narrative that everyone's painting, I had to count. I'm like, but yeah, that sounds good, but what if they never discussed that?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? What if
Definitely.
this? What if that? So that's why, I brought that up.
It is important to establish ground rules, but in that scenario, we don't know what was established.
Yeah, we don't know.
So we're having even us, we're taking the time to have a discussion about something
that we know nothing about.
Yeah. And it's mindless.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really build us up. It doesn't, we're now putting a spin on it and trying to educate people through it.
Yes.
Yeah, after the majority of the people feel like they need to comment on it. I think that's what the real discussion should be. The fact that so many people are gravitate to gossip over education.
Absolutely. So yes, you could be having sex with people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are in this ride or die or let me have your back type of relationship unless it's established. You want certain things and you have to put it out there. And then if that person agrees to it, then you can hold them you can hold them accountable. If you don't have the conversation, you can assume that people know what you want or know what is required in a relationship if you don't talk about it.